Hello everyone, I am Dr. Nisha Garg and welcome to my channel to discuss another topic in conservative dentistry. So let's start. In the previous videos, we discussed about the terminology related to tooth preparation, line and point angles, outline form, and primary resistance form. In this video, we'll be discussing about the primary retention form of the tooth preparation. See what exactly is the primary retention form. This is that form, shape, and configuration of the tooth preparation. Now, next is why is it needed? It is needed to resist the displacement or removal of the restoration from the preparation. And when can this displacement happen? Under the lifting and tipping masticatory forces. So now let's compile the definition. Primary retention form is that form, shape, and configuration of the tooth preparation that resists the displacement or removal of the restoration from the preparation under lifting and tipping masticatory forces. Now we'll check the features which we need to incorporate in the tooth preparation design so as to make a material retentive. First of all, we'll see the primary retention form for amalgam. See, we know amalgam doesn't bond chemically or micromechanically to the tooth structure. Its retention in the prepared tooth basically depends only on the cavity design. So, the first feature of primary retention form for amalgam is converging the preparation walls occlusally. Now, let's understand what does it mean. As you can see in this image, that x is the width of the cavity or the preparation at the occlusal surface, and y is the width of the preparation at the pulpal floor. If we converge the walls occlusally, we'll have y greater than x. This means the base of preparation, that is the pulpal floor, is wider than the occlusal side. This convergence of the walls will mechanically lock the amalgam in the prepared tooth, which helps in increasing its retention in the prepared tooth surface. The other feature of primary retention form for amalgam is giving the occlusal dovetail. Now, what does it mean? See, if we look at a class 2 preparation, proximal box has only three walls: this wall, this, and this one. So, a retentive feature is required to prevent the horizontal sliding of the proximal part of the restoration out of this proximal box. For this, a dovetail is made on the occlusal portion of the class 2, like this, to provide the retention against the horizontal displacement of the proximal part of the restoration. We can also make retentive grooves with small round burr here in the axiofacial and axiolingual line angles to prevent the displacement of restoration out of the proximal box. So we saw that the primary retention form in amalgam can be achieved by converging the preparation walls occlusally, providing the occlusal dovetail, and placing the retentive grooves and locks in the proximal box. In case of large and complex amalgam restorations, we need to place secondary retentive features in form of pins, boxes, slots, etc., which we'll be discussing in the other videos. Now we'll see the retentive features for cast metal restorations. See, in cast metal restorations, retention can be achieved by providing the parallelism of the opposite walls. Now, what does it mean? See, in this image, you can see that these are the opposite walls are the parallel, and these parallel walls, these provide the single path of insertion for the restoration and also prevent the micro movement of the surfaces. See, in this image, you can see that these walls are not parallel. The opposite walls are not parallel, which may result in the multiple path of insertion of the restoration and tipping of the restoration due to increased freedom of displacement. You can correlate it from the daily life example like this, that one glass fits into the another when both have the parallel surfaces. And similar rule applies to the cast metal restorations, where prepared casting fits into the prepared tooth surface. Another feature of primary retention form for cast metal restoration is occlusal dovetail. You can see this dovetail on the occlusal surface, which prevents the horizontal displacement of cast metal restoration as we saw in the amalgam restoration. We can also provide the primary retention to cast metal restorations by placing a reverse bevel here in the dentinal part of cervical wall towards the axiogingival line angle here in this look. You can see in this image. This bevel prevents the tipping movement of cast metal restoration and prevents its proximal displacement. Thus, it increases the retention of cast metal restoration. Now, let's see the retentive features in tooth preparation for composite restorations. As we know, composite restorations they retain in the prepared tooth by forming the micromechanical bonding between the etched and primed tooth surface and the composite resin restoration. And this bonding is better with the enamel than dentine. So, by increasing the area for bonding in enamel, by providing the enamel bevels in tooth preparation, can increase the retention in composite restorations. As you can see in this prepared tooth surface, by providing the bevel, we are extend our preparation into the enamel surface. Thus, we are getting more surface area for bonding, apart from other advantages of our bevel. Now, coming to the primary retentive features for direct filling gold. See, primary retention in direct filling gold can be achieved by parallel or by slight occlusal convergence of the facial and the lingual walls and sharp internal line and point angles. These sharp line and point angles they resist the micro movement of the restoration during compaction of the gold and thus help in providing the retention form for the direct filling gold. So in today's video, we saw the primary retentive features for different restorative materials. Hope you understood this topic very well. In the upcoming videos, I'll be discussing the other steps of tooth preparation. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, subscribe and share with your friends if you haven't done yet. Thank you and take care.